Hi, this is Aharon Dubinsky coming to you today from the Chutz Shel Chesed Yeshiva in the heart of the holy city of Yerushalayim in Israel, under the direction of our beloved rabbi and spiritual guide, Rabbi Shalom Arush. May Hashem bless him always. Well, if you were in shul this week, and if you weren't in shul this week, I guess you never go, but if you were in shul this week, you got to hear Shabbos Zachor. Remember, Zachor, remember. It's so strong. You have special readings for it. When the whole shul clears out, they bring in all the women who couldn't make it because of their children, and they read it again because it's so important that we should remember. What should we remember? We should remember that we need to wipe out the memory of Amalek. Okay, how hard is this? Now, to wipe out Amalek, maybe not so much. But to wipe out the memory of Amalek is another thing. Think about it. You don't see many Phoenicians walking around today. There's very few Babylonians that you see, not to mention all the different countries that were conquered in Canaan when the Israelites came in there, all the Bashan, the Amorites, the Jebusites, all the other ites. You don't see them anymore. They're not there. They've failed to succeed in regenerating themselves and in going on in life. They are gone. But their memory is not gone. How do I know the memory is not gone? I just mentioned them all. I mentioned every single one of them. And they're all there. You remember them. So how do we get rid of the memory of Amalek? Let's first figure out, what is Amalek? Well, Amalek, it says, attacked from the rear when Israel came out of Mitzrayim. That's one of the reasons why we are supposed to erase their memory. They attacked the weak ones. They attacked the sick ones. They attacked the old ones. Sounds like an old friend of ours, doesn't it? Sounds like the Yetzer Hara. He attacks people who are weak. He attacks people who are infirmed or sick, whether physically or emotionally, or it could even be religiously. He attacks people who are old, maybe not in age, but in ideas. He attacks them all the time. And we are the victims of his attacks. Now, his attacks, we're told, are for our own good. They're to show us where we have weaknesses and where we need to bolster ourselves, where we need to strengthen our emunah. So he has a purpose there. However, part of his purpose is to push past him. How many times in the morning do you get up to go daven, and you get that feeling of something on your back saying, don't go daven, you're too tired, stay here. Those are, by the way, two of Amalek's favorite things to use. One is the fact, you've fallen so far. How could you possibly get up from here? How could you grow from here again? Look how far you've fallen. It's not right. He's lying to you. You've never fallen so far you can't come back. And the proof of that is Rabbi Nachman has said many, many times, if you can believe it can be broken, you must believe it can be repaired. So that's out of the question. It's just something to distract you and take you off on the wrong path. But the one that is really dangerous is this one. The one that says to you, look, Moishi, come on. Why do you need to get up this early to go daven? Come on, you're almost a tzaddik. Almost a tzaddik. What am I saying? You are a tzaddik. What do you need to go daven for? You daven every day. You think one day you miss is going to be a big deal? Yeah, it's going to be a big deal. It's going to be a very big deal. And that's the one, by the way, we are most prone to believe because it makes us feel really good. And here's what you need to understand. That one is no more true than the other one. They're both falsehoods. So how do we get rid of Amalek? Well, the sages tell us that the gematria for Amalek is 240. The gematria for Safek is also 240. By the way, that's the Hebrew word for doubt. And as we know, everything we read in Torah has a superficial meaning. Yes, it means what it says. You have to take it at face value. It means what it says. But there's always more to it. And there are more explanations to it. A lot of people say that what you do is, the only way to get rid of your doubt is to do teshuvah. And then you will get rid of your doubt. I'm going to take it a step further than that. Your doubt is what stands in front of your emunah. It stands in front of your emunah. If you can remove the doubt, you can have total emunah. So why not just beat the rush and go for emunah today? You know how to do it. Rambam tells us everything comes from Hashem. It all has purpose. That purpose, always, even if we do not see it at the moment, is for our ultimate good. So why would we not want to live a life where we believe that? If you believe that, why would you worry about anything? And certainly, why would you ever doubt about anything? Now, if they come into Purim, there's a lot of people who understand the mitzvah of drinking. Now, let's get some clarification on this for some people who might be a little bit confused as to what it is. It's drinking of wine. It's drinking of wine. Why is it drinking of wine? Because of wine, it was because of wine that Ahasuerus made the decree to kill all the Jews. So wine is the correction for wine. How much wine? Never says anything there about whiskey or vodka or anything else. If you want to drink them, I guess that's up to you, but that does not fulfill the mitzvah. The mitzvah is wine. And how much wine? A little bit more than what you would normally drink. Well, what would you normally drink? On Shabbos, a cup, maybe 2 or 3 at dinner. But on Pesach, you drink 4 cups. So, what is fulfilling the mitzvah? 4 cups plus a little bit more. That fulfills a mitzvah. That makes the tikkun for the wine. Now, a lot of people look at Purim as a holiday which is, it's fun and it's nice, and we have a good time. We give out presents, we give out candy, we give out drinks, we give out all nice things. It's a very pretty holiday. What we don't think about, though, is how important Purim is. It's so important, that after Rosh Hashanah we have another holiday. It's called Yom HaKippurim. Kippurim, a day like Purim. Yom Kippur is a day like Purim. It refers to Purim. This is where it comes from, making the amends we need to make. It was a miracle. It's one of the few things that will be left behind. We're told that when Mashiach comes, that what will happen is a lot of the holidays will simply go away. We don't have to observe them anymore, but Purim will stay because Purim is one of the holidays, whereas all the other holidays are as above in Shemayim, so below. Purim is as below, so above. It was a miracle from below. The people did not listen to Mordecai. They went to the banquet of Ahasuerus because they were told it would be all kosher food, the best kosher food you could buy, served by women who are wearing hardly any clothes and who are doing things that you wouldn't want to be even talking about in a nice company, but there'll be kosher food. It's not part of it, folks. It's all of it. You have to do it all. It's all important. That's why the decree was made. And that's why the decree was lifted when Mordecai got all the Jewish people to fast for 3 days and pray for 3 days and got 1 million Jewish children to say Shema. And Hashem looked down and he says, how can you kill a people like this? How can you destroy people like this? This is wonderful. This is what they're supposed to be doing. So, we lifted what we did, and it'll stay with us forever as a testament to what we were able to do in front of Hashem, because we took the initiative. Instead of asking him, we took the initiative, and that was what was very important and what set Purim aside from many of the other holidays that we celebrate. But the most important thing to remember is emunah. Emunah is always the thing. Emunah is the reason we can take doubt and put it back here. Emunah stands in front of it. There is no doubt. There's no doubt. Emunah stands in front of doubt. And it's the thing that will save us in every case. Why would you not want to live a life where you know that everything is controlled by somebody who cares a great deal about you? That it all comes from him, it all has purpose, and that purpose always is for our best, even if we don't see it right now. It's a daunting task. I didn't say it's easy, but it is simple. So how do you do it? I'm going to tell you a very quick little story, and I'm going to end on this. Rabbi Akiva, one of the greatest sages of our time, of forever, was 40 years old and had no education. And he was falling in love with a woman who was the daughter of a very rich man. And she returned the feelings. And her father said, marry him and you have no money. And she says, I don't care about the money, I care about him. And he and his fiancée were walking in the woods, and they saw a brook. And in the middle of the brook was a rock. Unlike most rocks, which are solid, this had a hole in the middle of it, and water going through it. And he says to his fiance, how will I ever do all the things I need to do? I'm an Amharit. I'm somebody, I'm a simple man. I know nothing right now. This is going to be very difficult for me. And she says, you see that rock right there? That's how you're going to do it. That rock didn't get a hole in it because a couple of drops of water hit it once. It got it because the water hit it again and again and again and again. And sooner or later, after a period of time, all the time was devoted to hitting that rock became a hole in the middle of the rock. You too will devote that time over again and over again, day to day, week to week, month to month, year to year, and you will become a great sage. And he did, as we all know. So, that having been said, I want to wish you all a freilichen Purim, Purim Sameach. Everybody, look towards this week ahead as a good week to put yourself in a world of emunah without safek, no doubt. Let's get rid of the memory of Amalek. Be well, my friends.